Hey, everyone. Whoa, it is dark. Hold up. What the fuck? That's kind of better. Huh? Is that better? I don't know. Hey, everyone. Why am I red? Why am I red? Why the color scheme is so off today. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully everything is good. Hopefully y'all are doing well. I don't like this. I don't like this one. Why is okay? So I guess blue on blue works better. All right. Let's do it. We're smurfing it up today. Wow, that sounds weird. Anyway, guys, what's up? What's going on? How is everyone doing today? It is your host with the most and the roast, Big Omer Q. We got a lot to get into. We got some fun stuff. Hello, Sharon. Hello, Super Omega. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Jamie. Jamie, Amsterdam. In the house, shout out, going to Amsterdam very soon. So looking forward to that. If you have any recommendations, let me know in the chat. Triple H is destroying WWE. We're getting it. We're getting hot right now. We're getting right into it. I love it. No, I have not been around for a good while here doing live streams. Obviously, real life gets in the way of content creation. And as much as I love doing this, as much as I love professional wrestling, as much as I love talking about and hanging out with you guys, as you guys know, wrestling is but a distraction. The real world is a real thing. So, had to go take care of business in the real world. Now we're back better than ever. And I got so much to get into today. WWE has been dropping a lot of these cryptic messages. We're going to take a look at them and what they are pointing to. We have a little bit of insight into what might be going on, or it's probably, I should say, going on with them. So I will talk about that. I will also talk about some big news about Andrade and his situation. We're also going to get into everything else that's happening in the world for wrestling. Thoughts on the dislikes on Jay? Yeah, there was a bit of a controversy about people disliking Jey Uso's win last week to get him into the main event picture. I mean, look, you guys know my thoughts on Jey Uso. I think that Jey Uso at one point, you could make an argument that he was a very compelling character in WWE. I think at one point, Jey Uso was probably pegged, or should have at least been pegged, to win the WWE Championship from Roman Reigns. None of that ended up playing out. And what we got instead was Yeet Man. And look, I understand the chant is over. I understand that Yeet Man himself is pretty over. And look, Jay's a competent enough wrestler. Is he a main eventer? I don't know. Look at his work at WrestleMania. Look at his matches as the champion, his moments as the champion, his promos as the champion. They were not great. They were really bad, in fact. And, I want to like Jay a lot. I just don't think that juice, that aura, that mystique that he once had about him is back. And I don't think he has it. I just don't think that he has it. So I'm just not, and again, never say never. I'm just one guy's opinion and all that kind of stuff, but it is what it is. You didn't miss much, Unk. Oracular. Did you just call me fucking Unk? Did you just call me Unk? That's crazy work. I guess no. Actually, you're not. I'm sensitive to that because I've been called Unk by people this week. So I guess whatever. I'm Unk now. Whatever. I got the gray hair to prove it. Whatever. Everything in WWE creative is just repetitive storytelling in matches, especially. Yeah. Arby, you have. I'm not gonna finish that. Where have you been, broski? What's up, everyone? I have been busy dealing with real life. Also, just going to give you all a heads up now. Live streams next week are going to be sparingly if I end up doing them. I'm going to be on vacation out of the country trying to decompress. Videos will still be coming. Oh, they're going to be coming. Videos will be coming to the channel. And speaking of videos, ho, 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 you smelly little marks, you guys can do yourself a favor and become a member for as little as $5 a month. And you get access to a lot of wonderful, wonderful content. Let's take a look at what you can do. All you got to do, guys, is become a member for as little as $5 a month. You guys can become a real taker and get yourself access to all future and new video essays and all exclusive content that has not been public on the channel. So you guys can see here, you get access to the newest videos, how Sami Zayn saved the bloodline, the worst WWE champion ever, the story of Jinder Mahal. Also got a nice one about the Brock Lesnar versus Braun Breaker potential main event, and more coming. Those are all going to be posted before I leave on Friday for members, and there are going to be a bunch of videos coming out over the next week after for everybody. But you guys can help the channel out. You guys can become channel members, get yourself access to all that exclusive content. There's going to be a lot more that's coming over the next couple of weeks. I hope to even get some more content filmed over on location in these other places. So I'm hyped for it. You guys get hyped for it too. Become a channel member today. Also, throw me a couple of bucks. Support, as another content creator would say. Anyway, love you guys. We got a new member, Tyrese, in the chat. What's up, Tyrese? Thank you so much for becoming a member. The other perk to membership is throughout the end of from here till the end of the year, I will just read out your chats. Guaranteed. But thank you so much, Tyrese. I appreciate you so much, my friend. Thank you. Jey Uso is now like a B-plus player in the main event scene. They should have pulled the trigger early with him, but WWE Championship is now the Hollywood title. So it's like, the Hollywood title is a very accurate term for what the WWE Championship currently is. I cannot, will not, and dare not disagree with that. Also, guys, be sure to smash that thumbs up if you haven't already. Really helps things out as well. But let's go to the big news, because I know this is what everyone wants to talk about. There's been a lot of talk about these cryptic videos that WWE have been posting, and I'm just going to play some of them here. You got the first one that was posted just yesterday at 9:30. These have all come out over the past 24 hours. The videos you can see here, people just stepping, people just walking, people just like wearing very expensive shoes, and then they're cutting to black. And this was not the only one. Not by a long shot, because we had on some DJ Khaled edition, except I actually speak up about Palestine. We got another one. You can see here, similar vibe, different shoes. We went from loafers here in the first one to what looks to be, what are these? Are Adidas or Adidas, as the Brits say over there. We go from loafers to Adidas. We go from Adidas, then now a third cryptic teaser here, a third cryptic teaser, and this is a man, it would seem, walking with some boots on. Okay, we got boots, and it wasn't over yet because we had another one, and I will talk about this one because this one kind of gives it away. But you can see there's some cowboy boots here, specifically with a man wearing jeans, and cowboy boots, and then we cut to black. So we can see multiple people walking here. We weren't done there yet, because then there was a fifth one, some nice loafers. Something that potentially Cody might wear. I don't know. Perhaps. And then we cut to black. And then, of course, Mr. President, there's been a sixth teaser. The final one so far, we got, I assume this is Paul Heyman. I assume this is Paul Heyman. like I know those hands anywhere. I know those hands anywhere. I would assume that's Paul Heyman. We get Tyrese in the chat saying Escobar and his first group. Tony D'Angelo's new group. I know there's a lot of speculation about who this could be. There was even speculation that this could be potentially the return of Andrade El Idolo to WWE. There were reports that was the case. Well, I'm going to break it to you guys. It does not look like this is anything that major. No, it's not anything that major. But what we do know is that this was them teasing the return of a couple of people who have been sparingly used on TV over the past couple of weeks. Because, as a matter of fact, according to WrestleVotes, I have it pulled up here, it's the WrestleMania 42 promo. It's expected to be revealed in full sometime later today. We also got word that there were several talent, including Roman, including Brock Lesnar, including Cody, who were on location in Stamford, Connecticut, in order to shoot some of these vignettes. So, for all of you who are wondering, are we getting a major return? Kind of. Because the big names out of there who have been like kind of sparingly used or like not used well over the past couple of weeks or months in some cases, Brock Lesnar and Roman both look to be coming back imminently. At least for this teaser. Brock, I mean, I would be very, very hard-pressed to think that Brock would be back to do anything full-time if he does. Like, he is, to my knowledge, currently only slated to do stuff around Rumble time. Will that change? Could that change with this promo? We don't know, but it looks like this is just a promotion for WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas, not necessarily anything bigger than that. I don't believe that this is going to be a storyline-driven thing. That contract is voided, I think. Whose contract is voided? Andrade's? I don't know what Andrade says. I mean, we'll talk about Andrade. We will talk about Andrade. Well, actually, okay, there's a follow-up. If Andrade showed up in AEW, that would mean he would be in contract with AEW. Yeah, actually, Tyrese, I think, in this case might be correct. I'm not a contract lawyer, but understanding the situation as well as I do, I would assume that whatever contract he has with AEW is not valid, or would have with AEW would not be valid, considering he has a year-long non-compete. And I spoke about this issue at length over our youtube.com/WrestleVibes in my latest video there. Go check that out for more detail. But I don't believe that we are going to see the major return of Andrade. I don't believe that we're going to see any of that anytime soon. I think Andrade is going to be on the shelf for a little bit here. Unless, I mean, even if he decides to get this waived or whatever, or he tries to take this to court, it would take months. It would be months before he could even, do anything, because that's how long this legal process could take. Hell, this legal process could take a year, over a year, for all we know. Pretty anticlimactic, but they might go with the Ocean 11 theme. Dun, dun, dun. Thoughts on Tatum winning? Shout out to Tatum Paxley. A very well-deserved win over at NXT Halloween Havoc. This past Saturday? Tatum Paxley has been someone who I think has been very underrated over the past couple of years in WWE. Excuse me, sorry, but it's great to see her get the win, and we're moving on. We're moving on, man. We're moving on. We love that. Yeah. Anyway, guys, remember to continue to leave your questions in the chat. If you guys haven't already done so, 18 of you watching, I appreciate every single one of you. Be sure to smash that thumbs up if you have not already, because it doesn't end there. Halloween Havoc was a fun time, man. Halloween Havoc was a fun time. You had Tatum winning the women's championship. You also had Blake Monroe winning the North American title. So a lot of good stuff happening there. Omega versus Andrade, wishful thinking. For now. I think Andrade is done with WWE. He is done with WWE as of right now, but he is contractually bound not to compete or not to join any competitor for the next calendar year or so. So, gonna be a little bit before he does any of that, but there was a bit of insight that I did want to share with you guys from, believe it or not, someone who I have, not necessarily had the most flattering things to say about in recent months. Eric Bischoff and I agree on something. Let's chalk it up to agreement here. Eric Bischoff was speaking on his podcast, 83 Weeks, about the Andrade situation and said the following. It really does come down to, do you have money and the time to challenge it? If you do, you'll probably win. You'll burn a bridge in the process and you'll blow 100 to 200 grand in the process. Most people aren't willing to fight it. They'll just ride it out and it'll get challenged eventually. I think in addition to the money, he's got to sit through depositions and discovery. Tony does not want to sit through discovery or depositions. It's even if you can afford it, it's a time suck. I just can't imagine it would be worth it to him. This is not a guy that you're going to spend $500,000 in legal fees fighting for. And what I'm going to say is probably going to shock you guys. Look, on a moral level, I think it is the right thing to do to back up that lawsuit on a moral level. Because if AEW was doing this, it would be morally just for someone in WWE to do the same. Assuming they didn't have the same policy. Well, actually, they wouldn't because they had the same policy. But you know what I mean. A 1 to 2 year non-compete is beyond reasonable. Non-competes traditionally, and I'm using layman's terms here, but based off of my conversations with lawyers and my understanding of how independent contract law tends to work, the non-competes that can hold up legally tend to be for a reasonable amount of time, and you cannot hinder someone to this degree for this length of time in their chosen profession. Now, the issue is that Andrade signed the contract. Now, the only way for him to get out of that is to challenge that contract. And challenging that would indeed be an expensive affair for Andrade, would indeed be an expensive affair for Tony Khan, would involve depositions, time for Tony Khan, who is not only going to be busy with the stuff that he does with AEW, but also going to be very busy with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's not going to have time to do that. Andrade might, but he won't. The investment that it's going to take to actually back up this lawsuit would be a lot. I'm not sure if Andrade, I don't know what Andrade's finances are. I would assume that he would have some cash laying around, that he might be able to go out there and do that, but I don't know if he wants to. Does he want to put up $500,000 of his own money fighting this? That's the issue. If this was, let's put a name out there. This was Cody Rhodes. Obviously, I don't think Cody is going to get fired outright by WWE anytime soon. But hypothetically, if this was Cody Rhodes, it's a totally different story. If this is Roman Reigns, it's a totally different story. If it is Becky Lynch, it's a totally different story. If it's Bianca Belair, it's a totally different story. That is not me trying to hate on Andrade. It is simply the truth. That if AEW was going to put their time and money into doing it, that's who they would do it for. It wouldn't be an Andrade. They are better off just waiting it out. And from my perspective, I think at a certain point, one of these companies needs to challenge this. I think AEW, regardless of whether it's Andrade or whatever, needs to do it. Because not only do you give in to a WWE competitive advantage by just letting it happen, but you're disincentivizing the idea of joining your company. You're disincentivizing other people from dissenting. I'm always going to be pro-worker. I am always going to be pro-worker. I think this is an insanely anti-worker stance that WWE has taken, and they are in no way, shape, or form a pro-worker company. I don't think AEW, for that matter, is an inherently pro-worker company. Saying that a company is more pro-worker than WWE is not saying much, okay? It's like saying, I mean, I'm not going to use the analogy that I was going to say, but it was a very disgusting one, and that involved poop. But, it's like, what's the difference between eating poop that comes from a cow and eating poop that comes from a person? You're still eating poop. Anyway, that's what I was going to say. Regardless, anyway, but that's kind of where we are. That's kind of where we are with this. I think it's going to be a wait-and-see situation. Give me your thoughts on this new strategy when you're non-compete, and an AEW responded with a talent like Adam Copeland, who is rumored of a return to WWE and Jericho. Adam Copeland is not going back to WWE. It's just not happening. He is signed. He is signed with AEW until, at the very minimum, October of 2026. I would assume that there is some injury time added on, as he was out for nearly a year. I don't know whether or not that's something that AEW has done or will do, but I'm pretty sure that exists within all traditional AEW contracts. But he signed a 3-year deal, to my knowledge, and based on what's been reported. Jericho, I would assume, is probably joining WWE when his contract is up at the end of the year. I think the way that Tony Khan has spoken about Jericho has been pretty, explanatory and has basically hinted towards the fact that he appreciates everything that Jericho has done, but I think it's very clear that they're moving in a different direction. Thoughts on Lucha Bros, WWE Creative? Is it better than their AEW run? I mean, far too early to tell, especially for Rey Fenix, but I think... I certainly think Penta, it's a weird thing with Penta. I think Penta's singles run in WWE was off to a trajectory where I thought he was going to be like a champion, like Intercontinental or United States champion, but still a champion, which not something you can say about, him in AEW. I thought basically his trajectory as a single star in WWE was much higher than it was in AEW, but I don't think that he has been used in the proper way. To be honest, I mean, I think it's far too early to give a definitive answer, but, obviously they were in AEW and they had some of the best, I think, tag team moments of any team in the past 20 years. Like, you go back and watch their feud with the Young Bucks in 2021, that insane steel cage match. It is, to this day, the best steel cage match I've ever seen. We got friend of the show, Kenneth Bomington, the biggest ohm in this. What's up, Kenny? Good to see you, my man. I hear the indie show is supposed to come together, one super show like the Young Bucks did at All Out. Very well could see something like that happening WrestleMania weekend in 2027 around the Saudi Arabia show. Well, not around the Saudi Arabia show, but because of the Saudi show. What kind of light is that in your background? I'll do like a behind the scenes reel, like where I can actually record this. But I have the setup for where I record my my video essays right next to it. So that is the ring light, basically, where I record everything or that I use to help record and make myself look bright on my camera and stuff. So yeah, that's what that is. That's the. I'll do like a quick reel after this, and I'll show you guys exclusively for members how it's made. So become a member, guys, for $5 a month. You guys can get access to that and get access to a lot of exclusive stuff fast and first. Hunter Dobbs. Hunter, you didn't say hello to me. You said hi to Kenny. What's going on here? Cody is what is this? Cody is a corporate suit for WWE. Look, I don't know what he is. I don't know what he is. I don't know what he isn't. He certainly is a suit. That being said, I don't think Cody will probably end up being a backstage guy for WWE. I do think that he will end up. I mean, my hot take is Cody will one day come back to AEW. I just think he will. Can AEW give Andrade an hourly job not related to his expertise? It's a good question, but then you have to ask yourself, what would Andrade do? Because he can't do. I would assume at the bare minimum, he's not allowed to do anything for them publicly. At the bare minimum, and I haven't read through I haven't read through like the specifics on his contract in a bit, but nothing stood out to me that said that he was like preempted or he was prevented, excuse me, from working a backstage role. But I also don't believe that WWE would want that. I also don't know what what would he do backstage for them? What's the value in that for AEW, right? Because you got to think about how these companies think. You know, Andrade's value is that of a star on TV. You think Triple H is doing a bad job? I mean, it depends what you mean. I think creatively, I don't enjoy the show. I think creatively, the show is really bad. I think creatively, WWE is probably in the most rot era it's been in since Triple H has taken over. That's for damn sure and pretty much a fact. That being said, I think Triple H is also heading up the most profitable era in WWE history. I think Triple H is also setting up and heading up, an era in which they are bringing in more money. They're setting record gates with the bad creative that they have. So it's certainly reaching people. AEW storytelling and production level is not on part with WWE. I think the storytelling is better than WWE, quite frankly. I think AEW, there is a tired trope and narrative that AEW does not do storytelling. I think that is pretty inaccurate. Like if you watch Dynamite week to week, you compare it to Raw week to week, you compare it to SmackDown week to week. It's pretty clear to me, at least someone who does that AEW is creatively, from a storytelling, not an in-ring perspective, a storytelling perspective, doing better than WWE right now. Production level, I mean, WWE's got them beat by leagues. I mean, AEW, I think, has regressed as far as a production level goes in the past couple of years. SmackDown rating is going down so much. The ratings have not come out for SmackDown, have they? I don't believe so. Because there's a 1-day delay now. But, yeah, I mean, the ratings have been declining for WWE, AEW, everybody, basically, ever since the new metrics took over. Like, even if you look at AEW last week, the ratings were really bad. They ranked number 5 on cable, which was really bad compared to where they have been. They brought in 477,000 live viewers on average. I mean, like these are not good numbers. These are really bad numbers, quite frankly, alarming. We're gonna have to see. I am of the opinion that there's something fudgy about the numbers across the board for wrestling. Because you look at SmackDown's numbers, like we're talking like 200,000-300,000 less than they used to be. Again, there's only theories at this point on why everything else that is live sports has gone up or at least maintained the level that it used to be at. But for whatever reason, wrestling has been affected negatively by a lot. Again, it could just be a way that they weight watch habits of wrestling fans compared to live sports fans, but it's all a theory. But I am very skeptical of that specific point of how everything else that's live sports has gone up or has at least maintained where it was, and wrestling across the board, WWE, AEW, is down significantly. It just, something's weird about that to me. TKO not selling arenas with these high ticket prices. I mean, they are for now. They are for now. Their new ratings are benefiting NFL, NBA, hell, even the NHL. Yeah, there's again, there's that's too big of a discrepancy for me to just casually ignore. I think that there's something weird there. How would you book one show with this current roster you think you could do better? How would I book one show with WWE? Like, how would I book Monday Night Raw tonight? Okay, first and foremost, John Cena will be booked for this show. He is not, I don't believe, today. I think he's booked for the Boston show. He's booked for Madison Square Garden, and then he's booked for the final time in Washington D.C. But I don't care. I was gonna say Boston doesn't need him. Boston probably needs him. John Cena, Madison Square Garden. He'll be back for his Hall of Fame, but I would basically just have John Cena kick off the show tonight, and I would have him face Cody Rhodes. Nah. Let me chill. No. But if I'm being totally honest, I mean, we are where we are. I will just take where a WWE is today. You have Jey Uso, CM Punk coming out to start the night. I would have CM Punk light a fire under Jey Uso. Make this a sink or swim moment legitimately for Jey Uso out there. Because Jey Uso has been about the catchphrases. Jey Uso's been about the aura farming. He's been about all of that. CM Punk comes out and says, well, you've been saying yeet, yeet, yeet. I've been cashing checks and whooping ass. I've been doing everything. Hell, I main evented WrestleMania after you won the Royal Rumble, buddy. You opened for me. Give me a reason. Give me conflict between these two, right? Like, give me something that makes me want to watch these two fight. And then give me something that motivates Jay beyond just 4 letters, 1 word. Yeah. Like, give me something else, you know? So I would have that open tonight. I would have the women's tag team championship matches. I forgot that's the other thing. I don't even what's on the card tonight. But anyway, wait, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna do all that. But look, open it with that, and we're already looking at a better show. These Monday Night Raw feel like they're being booked using crayon. No. SmackDown is this is booked using crayon. SmackDown is booked using AI. Heyo, allegedly. That's your favorite wrestler, John Cena. How dare you? My favorite wrestler is not John Cena. Although shout out to John Cena. But my favorite wrestler is probably definitely Bryan Danielson. He's the greatest wrestler of all time. My favorite active wrestler, though, I would definitely say it would be it's either Will Ospreay or MJF. I mean Will Ospreay is just on another level, bruv. But I do love MJF too, man. Samantha Irvin joining AEW after a 2-year non-compete is over. Yeah, I think so. I think that would be a great way to kind of change up the Ricochet character as well. Omar, give me 2 names that if one of them wins the Royal Rumble, it will be surprising as Jay winning the Rumble. That's my 2 names are Sami Zayn and Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes will certainly be a surprise. The only reason I won't say Sami Zayn will be as big a surprise as Jay is because Jay came out of nowhere. Jay was a left field decision and was genuinely an interesting decision to have win the Rumble from a creative standpoint. I thought as a fan, I was into it and I was like, oh shit, okay, they're pulling the trigger on Jay. Let's see what happens. Let's go, my boy Jay. And then it's like, then it's like, oh man, it's just sad to watch. But Carmelo Hayes would be for the men's, and then for the women's, a legitimate surprise. I mean, a legitimate surprise would be Blake Monroe, I think. I think Blake Monroe would be a big surprise. Sammy, people already kind of have been guessing Sammy because the Rumble is going to be in Saudi. But give me Blake Monroe. We're going to have Punk lose to Sammy? Oh, hell no. No, I mean, Punk should lose to Sammy. Punk should lose to Sammy, as far as I'm concerned. But I mean, I love CM Punk too. That's another one of my favorites. But um, I don't know. No, neither of them lose. They tie. They're co-champs. They're gonna have that lay cool gimmick where they split the title in half and each one gets half a belt. That was such a wild gimmick. I can't. You guys remember that with Lay Cool when they split the tag team, or not the tag team, but the women's championship? And then like right after that, Vince was like, "All right, we're no more of this. We're killing the women's championship." That's crazy work, bro. That's crazy work. Man, what else we got, guys? What else is on your mind? Generals gathered in their meshes. Yeah, it's war game season. It is war game season, man. Oh, Carson Wentz is on IR, undergoing season-ending shoulder surgery. Ooh, the Vikings fans, y'all are down bad. Wait, who's your starting? Because JJ McCarthy isn't back, right? So who's your quarterback now? Max Brosman. Oh, Desmond Ritter. Y'all are cooked. Y'all better hope JJ gets back. If you're a Vikings fan out there, I feel for you. Y'all better hope. Better hope and pray. Oh man, drop Mick. Oh man, drop Mick the drop Mick Wrestling. Shout out to Drop Mick Wrestling, getting hit 200 copyright claims, gets a new one every day, living life on the edge. Nah, man. Like, look, shout out to. I mean, AEW should just hire them. To be honest with you, because their videos are really dope. If I'm AEW, I'm just like, well, dog. Like, instead of doing these copyright claims, let me pay you for this. Let me pay you for this work. I meant to say call up Obafemi. It is time to call up Obafemi, but like, what do you do with him? Also, like, I mean, this is honestly probably like getting into it a little too early, but I have a new video coming out over sometime in the next 2 weeks about this. It's called "The Problem with NXT." I think NXT does a fantastic job of producing ready to go talent. I think the issue is WWE is not prioritizing that talent once they get up to the main roster. I think Carmelo Hayes is a perfect example of this. I think the way it's been done with the women is significantly better than the way it's been done with the men. You look at the way that they've integrated and brought in the likes of Julia, the likes of Stephanie Vaquer. It's been really good. But I worry. I worry the way I'm seeing like these rosters fill out. Where does Obafemi fit? Trick Williams, his story in NXT was done like over a year ago. They had to have him go out and do a side quest in TNA. Well, what's going on there? Like what's he gonna do? Freaking, he came back. Like he's not going up to the main roster. So I don't know. It's a very weird situation in NXT. Because then you have like the likes of Tony D. I don't think he's gonna go to the main roster. People are like, Tony D'Angelo. It's not a main roster gimmick. It's not. You're gonna try to justify Tony D getting called up before Trick Williams? You're gonna try to justify Tony D getting called up before Obafemi? No, no. Like, I mean, Carmelo is the perfect example. He's been on the main roster for the past couple of weeks, or past almost 2 years. What's he done? Nothing. Nothing. We don't talk NFL this week. What did the Niners lose? I didn't even clock. I look. Snoop Huntley got us the dub, which was dope. But to which I said, "Ayo, John Harbaugh, where was this the past couple of weeks? Y'all thought Cooper Rush was like that? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. You guys lost to the Texans? That's a damn shame." Yo, okay, wait, time out. Hunter, what the hell happened to Brock Purdy? How long is he out for? I've completely checked out of the NFL. I've completely like how long is he out for? Is he out for the entire year or is he gonna play soon? Because Look, the macaroni and cheese is not it, man. He's not good. He's not good. That's telling me that Triple H is not good at his job. I mean, look, again, it's subjective. If you are asking me whether or not I think Triple H is a good booker, no, I don't think he is. I think he's a bad booker right now. But if you're asking me to reconcile that with the results, I mean, it is what it is. Like, he's making money. He's not going to get fired anytime soon. But he's just a bad booker right now. Yeah, I think the roster is bloated. They need to let go of some people, to be honest with you. I mean, not let go. Obviously, I'm not advocating for anyone to get fired, but I think, they have gone the route of hoarding talent again. And when you have an alternative and you have like TNA and you have like all these alternatives, there's places they can go. You almost look like that character that play Moonlight. Wait, what are you talking about? Moonlight? Like the movie Moonlight? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Hold up, nah. You almost look like that character that play Moonlight. Moonlight. I'm kind of concerned. What do you mean the character that plays Moonlight? Oh, Moon Knight. Oh, Moon Knight. I was like, what do you mean by that? Yeah, I was like, I mean, Moonlight was a fantastic movie. If you haven't seen it, fantastic movie. But I was like, I don't look. Shout out to Muhammad Ali. If only I could look as good as he does. But yeah. Oh man. Let's see what else is going on here. Chris Bay shared an emotional message on the 1-year anniversary of his passing. Today, I celebrate life because a year ago, I thought it was the end of mine. The greatest story ever told is far from over. Shout out to Chris Bay. Shout out to DNA talent. Chris Bay took a bad bump last year, and now able to walk. It's great to see him. Triple H is going to have my first ever real star. What is this? Triple H is going to have my first ever real star that gravitated me when I first started watching wrestling to watching WWE, lose to my local Home Depot worker. Oh, you're talking. Wait, what? My local Home Depot. What the fuck? Wait, who? I assume you're talking about John Cena. Are you talking about Gunther? Man, the thought of Punk losing to Sammy. Whoa. First of all, let's time out here. Sami Zayn don't work at no Home Depot because I'm pretty sure they don't have a union. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you know damn well if Sami Zayn was working at Home Depot, it would be unionized. Yeah, no, there are no retail Home Depot stores that are unionized. What about Lowe's? We got Lowe's. Yeah, no, okay, so Lowe's does have unions. Okay, so yeah, he'd be working at Lowe's. But this is wild. Nah, first of all, I don't even think the match is going to be Sammy and Punk. Like, just to be brutally honest, I don't think it's going to be Sammy and Punk. I don't think Sammy's winning the Rumble. And people are really bought into that idea. Unless something changes, I don't think Sammy's going to win the Rumble. What's the prophecies for War Games? I mean, the direction that they're going in, to me, seems pretty obvious. I think we're going to get some sort of bloodline and some sort of bloodline. I mean, not bloodline, I should say. I would assume like a kind of like a Punk blood. I guess a Punk bloodline. Like, fucking A, more bloodline shit at War Games. Oh, every year with this. Okay, yeah, I guess we're running it back, but I would assume a Cody Roman alliance is a better way to put it. A Cody Roman Punk alliance against the Vision is what I see. I think that's the direction. I think CM Punk is winning the belt, by the way, in Chicago. This is good. Me saying going out on a limb. I think what is that? It's either this weekend or next weekend. When is Saturday night's main event? Yeah, it looks like it's this weekend. Yeah, he's winning the world title this weekend. I would, if you were a betting person, which I hope you're not, but if you were, I would put your money on CM Punk, because right now they got 3 matches. It's Tiffany versus Jade. Yo, I need Jade to wipe the floor with Tiffany real quick. Give my girl Jade the belt real quick. Let's get her. Let's get Jade back up to where she was in AEW. Give me Jade there. We got Cody versus Drew for the undisputed belt. I love Drew. He's not winning that belt. And then we got CM Punk versus Jey Uso. Give me CM Punk easy. All gas, no breaks. I got Sammy winning the next Rumble for the Saudi WrestleMania. You mean 2027? Oh my! I mean, that's assuming if Sammy's around. Contractually, we'll see. All right, man. All right, guys. I do have to run a little bit early. We will be back hopefully tomorrow for the OT Grap show. I will be posting on the channel as well. We got a couple of videos coming out. Be sure to become a member. You got oh wait, what is this? Saturday night's main event is not at Chicago. It's Salt Lake City. Oh, the Elimination Chamber. You're right. You're correct. Either way, that man is not losing to Jey Uso. There's no way. You're telling me he's good with losing. He wasn't good with losing to Hangman, but he's good to lose anyway. Nope. Not going there. I love you guys. I gotta run. We got a show tomorrow. We got a live show Wednesday. And then, of course, a lot of video essays over the next 2 weeks. You guys can get access to all of them. Stay on until we get off work. I mean, I got work, bro. I still got work I got to do. I haven't eaten today. Got a lot to do. I love you guys, though. Until next time, I'm Big Ohm. Be happy, be healthy. As always, keep it real.